How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the second video in my new series for the practical machine learning projects. For the first video, we're going to be doing a sea animal classification. So what we're going to do here is take essentially this pre-made kaggle data set. I'm going to show you how to train the model. I'm going to take this data, put it into RoboFlow, label in RoboFlow, go in Google Colab, train a model, then from there be able to wrap that model, that model's weights in like a fast API. For this example, we're going to use fast API to then deploy that model into an EC2 instance. So then it can always be accessed and using like a post request by sending an image and getting out a prediction, right? So and then later down the line, I might show like serverless methods on how to do this as well. Actually, I definitely will, but it won't be like the first few videos for sure. So or the first few tutorials. So here, and Kaggle is also a really great place if you're a data scientist, machine learning engineer to get a lot of data sets just to play around with. Just to learn like how to use, like, it's a good example of how to use Keras and PyTorch. Essentially, like you can play around a lot with that, like object detection data sets. They have like a ton of data sets on there. So I really suggest going to Kaggle for any just play around data set needs that you might want, or if you want to practice some techniques like using data augmentation or I don't know, like just pre-trained models or make your own models, just anything there. I believe it's a really great playground that pretty much every data scientist and machine learning engineer that's just a younger aspiring to get a job and wants to show off their skills, maybe a resume or a GitHub repo, to come out here and use Kaggle to really help me for sure. And then also like the aspect of having other people on here to communicate with and like done some competitions with as well. So really great platform. Can't speak highly of it enough. So yeah, essentially in this data set, it's pretty straightforward here. So we have essentially each of these folders, the names of the labels. So it's gonna be like pictures of jellyfish, obviously in the jellyfish folder. There's gonna be a picture of corals in the corals folder. So what we're going to do here, we're going to download this and we're going to put it into YouTube. The YouTube folder here. And let me create a new folder. So we are going to put this there. And we're going to open this up. So here we have the data set. So for the data set, I'm only going to be using crabs, dolphin, and jellyfish for that. Okay, so for this, so I'm pretty much going to highlight all of these. I'm going to crabs, dolphins, and jellyfish, and then I'm just going to delete the rest. We'll give it a second. So now that I've downloaded, it's not looking good, but don't worry, give us time. Now that I've downloaded the data, I'm just going to we're going to use RoboFlow to data annotate. Now you can use any platform you want, but I'm a big fan of RoboFlow. Really love the platform itself. Makes it very easy to get a project started and to label a ton of data. And I think they got some automated data, some data automation that you can use like machine learning models and whatnot. So very amazing platform. So as you can see here, I've already uploaded images from the jellyfish, crabs, and whatnot, kind of to show in this. But essentially, what we do here, go to CML classification, and I don't know why it's not showing where. It's saying it's in there. Okay, strange, but I'll check that later. But so essentially, you're going to go here. You're going to upload your folder. It should be a folder of images. Let me see if this working still. Nope, still doesn't say it's in. That's weird. But yeah, you're gonna upload your images in your folder here. You give it a name that'll allow you to assign it to someone. Now, once you've done that, you're gonna get to this screen, the annotating screen here. So it's pretty straightforward. Right now, we're gonna be using object detection. So we're gonna be detecting the crabs for this example, right? In this data set. Okay, let me start annotating. Why is it not working? Okay, perfect. So this is the like the overlay of RoboFlow. It has bounding boxes. There's polygon tool, smart polygon tool. They have a lot of really cool things. If you ever come play around with it, really cool. So pretty straightforward, right? We're going to be detecting crabs here. So we have three classes, and here you pretty much draw a bounding box around that, and you select crab, right? And then once you've done that, you'll notice that now the crab is now in our annotated folder. So Like I'll do just like 2 more images of this, right? So draw a bounding box over that, label it crab. Should be, now it's in our annotated folder, and we'll do 1 more over crab, not the highest resolution images, but it will do. So now that we have 3 labeled, now we have 3 labeled images here. We would essentially go and we do this for each of the batches that we have. So for crabs, jellyfish, dolphin, we're going to go through and pretty much label as much data as we can. So like, for the dolphin right here, if we wanted to pick, we could just have multiple bounding boxes of dolphins. So 1 dolphin might be right there. 1 might be right here. Another one right here. So yeah, so that you got to get the idea, right, of labeling your own data through roboflow using, and for this example is object detection, right? So image classification is simply just pick a label for each of the images that come to you. It makes it really, really simple, and you can get through a lot of images pretty quickly. So once you've labeled that image, those images, for example, now that we have 3 here, we can now add them to our data set. Now, don't worry about the train validation test set. We're just going to add all the images to the training set for right now, right? Okay, we're going to let it add. Now that the images are added, we'll see that now in our data sets file over here, we have crabs, right? So these are some previous images that I've annotated, but as you can see, this is essentially our crab folder for our data set. So yeah, that's really all there is to it. So once you, for the labeling at least, right? So now you'll go to generate, and let's say we want to generate a new version. So we have 26 images of 3 classes, and we can resize with some pre-processing we can do here, where we can add like static crop, grayscale, tiles, just a ton of, and they have, roboflow does a really good job of also showing information behind all of these as well. So like some of the augmentations, they'll give you some ideas of why to use them, when to use them, things like that. And they create a lot of amazing blogs, so you should definitely check out roboflow's blogs. So yeah, you can add some data augmentation. We're just going to add, like, let's say a clockwise rotation. So essentially what data augmentation does, it creates copies of our images so that our model can be more robust to changes in the input, but also still get the correct labels, right? That's kind of the goal for around data augmentations, and also for deep learning in general, for using neural networks. More data is better performance. So what we want to do is also, at the same time of not only, giving it different inputs of our same output, so it doesn't lose the context of each of these images, and see images that it would never see in actual production in real life, right, when it's running inference. We also then get more data, which is better for the model, right? So it's really amazing technique, which I'll be using data augmentation, using all of my projects, work, and side projects and everything, right? So here we've added the data augmentation that rotates and clockwise upside down. So from there, we have 78 images, but obviously, you load more, you'll get more. But it's 3 times the amount of images we currently have, right? So you can imagine how, as we scale up, the benefit that it plays there, right? So now that we have our new data set here, this is pretty much it. Yeah, right? So once we, no, I didn't know you could do it. I guess this is new for Yellow V8. It's really cool. So essentially here, we now have our data set. We can export it in different formats, Cocoa, XML. They have a ton of different formats you can export it in. I'm going to be using Detectron 2 for these projects, so I'm going to actually end up exporting it in the Cocoa JSON format, like this. So there's 2 ways you can do it. You can download a zip, or download the zip of the data set to you, to your local machine, wherever it may be. And then you can also show a download code, which is really, really amazing. I think you'll see how in handy this will come with roboflow and Google Colab, because Google Colab is essentially a free Jupyter notebook. There's paid versions as well, but it's free Jupyter notebook that allows you to use a GPU to train model to do any kind of computation there on the machine learning side, data science side. So really should be using Google Colab if you don't have a ton of money to spend on EC2 instances or training in paid instances and things like that. So yeah, I've used it for a ton, so definitely suggest it. It's just taking a second here for to upload the thing. I'm not sure why, but I'll be able to show it off in the next video. I'll show the link and everything. Not sure why it's taking that long, but yeah. So for here, detection for object detection. So now we have our data set. We can download it, we can export it using the download code. So what we're going to do in the next video is from this, I'm going to show how to take this data, import it into Google Colab, use the Tektron 2 to load in that data and display some of that data, and then start the model training as well. So yeah, this is and even though I took this data from Kaggle itself, just think of the Kaggle as it could be something as simple as how you might pull data. You might get your own data from either your company, or maybe you scrape it from the internet or something for a side project. And then yeah, that's essentially what the Kaggle data set is. It's already done that for me. I don't have to do that exploration on here. So when you do that, just keep that in mind, and it's essentially the same process. You're going to upload it into RoboFlow. Once it's ready and done in RoboFlow, then you can export it and then into a Google Colab, some Jupyter notebook, or even a Python file if you want, and work with it from there. So yeah, in the next video, we will be doing the model training. So thanks for watching, and see you guys in the next one.